Hey everybody, Wendy Devereaux here. Welcome to my channel. So I'm switching it up a little bit today. I have put three 12 by 12 inch square canvases together to make this piece. And if you would like to see how I made it, then please keep watching. So I'm pretty excited to do this DIY today. I'm going to be using three 12-inch square canvases, and my paints are going to be this grass green and my festive metallic green. And my bling today is going to be my gold crushed filler glass Ashland brand and my gold medium and gold extra fine glitters. And this is a new glitter that I picked up from Michael's. It's called Riches, and it is absolutely beautiful. I love this. And my gold mini mirror tiles, and I'm going to be using my DecoArt liquid glass today to adhere my crushed glass and glitter. And I'm going to be using some E6000 and my glue gun to glue my canvases together, as well as some large craft sticks for some extra support on the back, and some brushes. And I will leave a complete list of all my items in my description box, and I will point them out as I'm applying them to my canvases. So yeah, you guys, let's get started. Okay, so I'm just going to put a coat of this grass green on all three of my canvases because I only have so much of my festive green, and if I don't have a base coat on here, I'm going to have to put at least 3 coats of this on, and I know I don't have enough for that. And this grass green is pretty close to the festive green. So I just want to get a base coat on here, okay? I'm just going to wet my brush here with a little bit of water. It helps the paint flow a little bit better on the canvas. Okay, so I'm going to do the same with my other 2 canvases, and then I will let them completely dry. Okay, so my base coat is all dry on my 3 canvases, and now I'm going to put on my festive green. It's metallic. And as mentioned, the only reason why I put this base coat on is because I don't have that much of the festive green, and I want to make sure that I have enough of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint this on. Okay, now because I'm going to be hanging these in the diamond shape, I'm going to be painting my brush strokes in the same way that I'm going to be hanging them. Okay, so the paint is all dry, and I only needed 1 coat of my festive green because I had put the other green base coat on there. So that's a great way to save on some of your more expensive paint. If you find a base coat that is really similar to your top metallic color that you're putting on. And I want to hang them like this. And I'm going to be gluing all 3 panels together But before I do that, I want to put my mini mirror tiles on my center canvas first. And you'll see why I'm going to do that later on in the video. And I'm going to be using my gold mini mirror tiles. I get these from my local Dollarama, but you can get mini mirror tiles off of Amazon. There's all kinds of suppliers on there. And for these canvases that I use, I do know that I need a row of 3 for the sides. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut 4 rows of 3. Very easy to do. You just bend them, use a little X-Acto knife, and then score them. And then I'm going to be using a row of 2 around the perimeter on the front of my canvas. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut 4 of those as well. I'm going to be putting my crushed glass and glitter down the center here, and there will be a space by the time I'm finished putting my mini mirror tiles on the sides and the front. And I want the space that I can't line up my mini tiles to be on these 2 corners, because I'll be able to cover that with the crushed glass and glitter. So I'm going to start up on this corner. Okay, and I'm not going to press them down yet. I'm just going to tap on them a little bit just to keep it in place until I get my other row on here. And then if I have to shift them around a little bit, I can do it before I end up pressing them down. Okay, just like that. And I always use like a little cloth of some sort to press them down because they are glass. I don't want to do that with my fingers. And then I'm going to start now on this bottom corner, not on these 2, because this is where I want my other crisp corner to be. It's a little difficult because I want to make sure that you guys can see this on camera, and it's a little cumbersome when I'm putting them on this way, but that's okay. And then that gives me a nice crisp corner here and on the bottom. And then the 2 other corners are where my spaces are, which is fine because, like I said, I'm going to be hiding that with my crushed glass and glitter. And then I'm going to do the same with my row of 2, the face of it, so that it's going to be like that. Okay, and now that gives me a nice crisp corner. I'm going to be using my E6000 to adhere my crushed glass and glitter onto the sides, because I know that if I use the E6000, my crushed glass and glitter won't slide off on me. And if I use my liquid glass or an Elmer's glue, it's too runny and it will slide off on me. So I'm just going to add a little to my plate here. And I'm going to add it to the side like this. Just with a small brush. And then just kind of come down my mini mirror tile a little bit just to make a little bit of a design. Just press it down a little bit, and I'm using my gold chunky Recollections. So that's what I'm doing there, and I will do the same to this corner here. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is glue my 3 canvases together, and you can eyeball it so that it's fairly close. Like you want it to go peaks, right? Peak to peak. But if you measure from this tip to this tip, which is 17 inches, then this tip to this tip should also be 17 inches. And then it's going to be straight, as straight as possible anyway. So I want to glue my top panel onto my 2 bottom panels, and then I will flip it over and reinforce it with some craft sticks. But I want to do the top one first to give it a little bit more stability. Now I'm eyeballing it, and now I'm going to measure. And that looks about centered. That's 8 1/3. And then this should be 8 1/3 as well. And then I want to measure these sides to make sure that they are the same here and here, here and here. And then that will give me the proper measurements. And I'm measuring 5 3/4. I need to just bring that up a little bit. That's about 6. And sometimes these panels aren't exactly bang on. So if you can get them, within 1/4 of an inch, it's going to be fairly close. Yeah, so I'm measuring about 6 inches. I'm just going to make a mark because I'm going to be adding mini mirror tiles along here. So I can make a mark here and here. Okay. And now when I lift it, these panels, they're about, I'd say about 1 inch. So I'm going to bring my glue in about 1 inch. And I'm going to again use my E6000, and I am going to use my hot glue gun as well, just to anchor them while my E6000 is drying. So I'm just going to put some there, here. And I don't want to move these two panels. I want to make sure that they stay put. Now this is my Gorilla Glue sticks, so they do give a little bit more time before they completely dry, so a little bit more time to work with. Okay, and then now I'm just going to kind of place them. Okay, and then just press them down. And what I want to do is reinforce with these larger craft sticks. So I'm going to add some E6000 here and here. And then some hot glue. And then put one of my larger craft sticks. I'm going to do the same with two more. And just reinforce it in little areas that you need to. Okay. Just turn it over carefully because your E6000 will still be setting, right? So it'll set overnight. Okay, so I let my canvas sit overnight to just make sure that the E6000 cured. And now I'm ready to add my mini mirror tiles onto these two panels. I didn't want to do that ahead of time because I wanted to make sure that this canvas was glued on to these two canvases and not on top of mini mirror tiles. So now what I'm going to do is the same as I did for the other one. I'm going to cut rows of 2. Okay, so I have all of my mini mirror tiles cut out for my other 2 canvases, and they're just sitting here. And I'm going to shift them around a little bit so that I don't have any spaces on these 3 corners. This one, and this one, and then the same on that canvas up there. And it'll be easier if I turn my canvas this way. And I'm going to start with this one here because I want it to be right up against this canvas. Then I'm going to do this piece here and I'm going to go all the way around. I'm just going to grab a little craft stick here and have a look and see if I've got to just push them a little bit, making sure that I don't have spaces on these corners. Okay, so my mini mirror tiles are all adhered to my canvases, and boy, oh boy, I am loving this. This is so pretty, you guys. And the only thing, I'm just going to point this out to you, and I don't think we're going to be able to notice this once I hang it on the wall. There is a space, a very small space here and here, because on the back side of the canvases, on the corners, is where the canvases are folded. So it kind of lifts them a little bit, but I think that's going to be okay. So the next step that I'm going to do is add my crushed glass and glitter. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be adding any of this green. It's a very pretty green. I got this at Michael's. It's Creatology. But this is a new one that I bought. It's called Riches, and it's by Recollections. And it has a little bit of the greens, and there's pink in there. It's absolutely beautiful. So once I put that on, I may not put any green on. And it doesn't have a shaker, so I've just added some in this little spice jar here. And also, because this is a smaller canvas, like I'm just going to be putting it on this middle one, I'm going to use a very small sponge brush. This is about a 3/4 of an inch. And then that'll help me control it a little bit better because I don't want to get carried away with my crushed glass and glitter in the middle. And then I also have a small little angled brush because I want to make my peaks very, very pointy on this particular canvas because it's so small. So I've got that handy, and I'm going to be putting my gold crushed filler glass on. So I'm going to be using my DecoArt liquid glass. It's a pouring medium, and you can use a clear Elmer's glue. I've done that on some of my others. It's just I've got a bunch of this, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. So I'm going to go right down the center here. Just make a line for myself so I can gauge. Make sure I'm staying in the middle. Okay. And I'm going to push some to the side a little bit because remember I did my edges, right? The sides of my canvas with the earlier. But I'm going to have to bring this now over to here. And I am going to have to go onto my mini mirror tiles just on my two ends here. And then like I always do, I like to kind of just make it nice and straight before I start doing my icicle effect. I'm just going to bring some down into here. Okay, and I think I'm going to start maybe in the center here. Because of the way this is on a corner, I want to make sure that my icicles line up properly. Okay, I'm just going to do my longer ones. I'm making the icicles go right into my mini mirror tiles on the ends here. And then I'm just going to go in the middle with some shorter wispy ones. One of my viewers asked me how I make my icicles so pointy. And when you're applying it, don't get heavy-handed with the weight when you're pushing up and down. If you keep a fairly light touch, and then as you come to the peak, kind of release it. Okay, and then you can take a small brush and just push some more up to the peaks. Okay, and then just have a look, make sure that you like your design. Okay, and I think I'm going to be happy with that. So, because I have no because I don't have two paint colors, I'm just going to go ahead and add my crushed glass. Okay. And then now I'm going to add the riches in my shaker bottle here. Okay. I think I am going to add some of my gold extra fine glitter, Recollections, and just load it on and make sure the rest of my liquid glass is completely covered. Okay, once this is all dry, I will bring you back and we will brush it off. Okay, so my liquid glass is all dry and now I'm going to brush this one off. Okay, and like I always do with these, I use the soft brush on my vacuum cleaner to vacuum up the excess, and it's a great way to dust this type of a piece. So just watch your ears, you guys. Okay, everybody, here's the finished look. I am so happy with the way this turned out. That is such a beautiful design with those canvases. Yeah, the possibilities are endless with smaller canvases. And there's all kinds of things that you can do, like you could add a little bit of crushed glass and glitter on the two panels, but I wanted to keep it kind of simple. It's very glam like this. And that festive green metallic paint, see the way the streaking is from the paintbrush? That is so cool. I really, really like that. I'm definitely going to be doing more of these. You can just expect that in upcoming videos. Yeah, and you know, they are holding together very, very well. And that new glitter that I picked up, that Riches, oh, it is so, so sparkly. And it has the greens in it. There's a little bit of yellow depending on which way the light is hitting it, and some little bit of orange in there. It is beautiful. And you can see the festive green paint poking through the crushed glass, some of the pieces of the crushed glass. Very, very pleased with this, you guys. And of course, you can hang it vertically or horizontally too, right? And then you would just put your glitter going lengthwise. Oh, this is so beautiful, you guys. I hope some of you try it. Yeah, so if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that little notification bell and you'll be notified when I upload all my future videos. And as always, you guys, I so appreciate you taking the time to watch, and God bless.